Sup guys, it's day 19, clean and sober. It's Friday and we have indeed finished the week of work and we are entering the weekend, which for many out there, especially in early sobriety or still within the vicious cycle of alcohol addiction, the weekend's where it all comes unstuck. Even if you've been able to stay sober throughout the week, it's the weekend that comes. We may have been looking forward to the weekend because we know we can drink, or we know we can drink more, or we don't have to get up in the morning, or, for whatever reason, the weekend is where things can and do become unstuck, and the ability to stay sober reduces. It can do. For me at the moment, I'm feeling as confident as ever that I will be able to remain sober throughout this weekend. And that's a pleasing feeling. I'm not out of the woodwork yet by any means, but I wake up every morning and I have a choice, and it's a choice that's not made for me because of alcohol withdrawal symptoms. It's a choice that I can make consciously, and each and every day thus far, this time I have made consciously. The choice doesn't even come into my head until I've finished work. So 4 or 5 o'clock, I've got the choice. Do I want to drink today or do I not? Do I want to smoke marijuana today or do I not? And every day, I choose to say no. I've always thought that it's a choice, even when I've felt really, really desperate, even when I've been, 2, 3, 5, 6, 9 months into a relapse, and I can't see a way out. I still know that it's a choice, and I still have that choice. But because it's such a habit, and because I'm always looking to relieve myself of the withdrawal symptoms of heavy alcohol use, I decide to choose the alcohol or choose the marijuana over not doing it, because I'm not prepared to go through those first few days of withdrawal, which are always the hardest. Now, does that make me an alcoholic? Or does that mean I'm not an alcoholic? What is an alcoholic? That's something I want to address today. I don't have an answer for you. I really don't know. So I honestly don't want to give you any type of definition because I don't know. It's different for everybody. I feel like I probably should look up the definition of alcoholic just to put that out there and see if I agree. And to be fair, I think that's a good idea, because I want to know, and you guys probably want to know. So AI tells us that an alcoholic refers to a person with alcohol use disorder, previously known as alcoholism, characterized by the inability to stop drinking even when it causes harm. Now, I could say that I didn't have the power, I didn't have the ability to stop drinking even when it caused harm, but I did. I just chose not to. Now, is that because I only got 4.5 years down my journey of alcoholism and not 24.5 years down my journey of alcoholism? Yeah, that probably did play a part, but I feel like it's always been a choice. This condition involves a strong craving for alcohol. Yep. An inability to control drinking. Yep. And potential withdrawal symptoms when attempting to stop. Yes. So I guess whether you call it alcoholism, alcohol use disorder, or being an alcoholic, I tick all the boxes. But there's a sentiment coming through the channel from certain people. Obviously, it's a very small percentage, but it's a sentiment. It's a narrative that's coming through the channel that says, okay, there's been 3 types of comment that I've seen. Number 1, a comment that sees I guess the speed at which I can turn things around after removing alcohol from my life, and the positivity in which I can feel so soon after removing alcohol from my life, even whilst going through withdrawal symptoms. And they will either say, did this guy even ever drink? Is he lying? Does he just want to create content for views and say he's an alcoholic, say he's been drinking a litre of spirits a day? Because it certainly doesn't look like it. And then there's certain comments that say, how has this guy got the physical capability he does? How has he got, how is he not fat, completely lethargic, completely depressed, in bed all day, negative, whilst going through withdrawals and, into early sobriety? How can he go out and run? How can he go out and go to the gym every day? How can he go and do boxing training? He's in early withdrawals. He's in early sobriety. He's been drinking for 4.5 years. He's had days where he's drunk a litre of spirits. How is that even possible? And then there's a certain comment that's come through recently saying, it really hurt actually, it really hurt, it fucking got me. And it said, I don't know about this guy, I support him because I know he's been struggling, I know the struggles, I can relate, but he comes across as really narcissistic, and it's the kind of guy that you wouldn't want to talk to at a house party. And that, I don't believe that. I can brush it off, but it still affected me because it's really personal. It's a really personal comment. So I guess the overall sentiment that I'm sort of referring to is the fact that I believe the way that I've chosen to portray my sobriety, the way that I choose to portray myself, my mood, and the way that things have gone physically and mentally throughout the first week, 2 weeks, and now almost 3 weeks, I feel like some people think that maybe it should have taken me longer to effectively recover from this latest bout of relapse and alcoholism. I feel like certain people want to see a harder, lengthier recovery time. And is that because it takes them longer to recover from a relapse than it has done myself this latest time? I don't know. I mean, if you cannot relate anymore to my rate of recovery after relapse, then don't watch. If the way that I portray myself, if my positivity and my, I guess, way of communicating and my style of video doesn't work for you any longer, then don't watch. It's simple. But I'm not going to change who I am, and I'm not going to pretend to be depressed and anxious when I'm not. I go through those stages, I go through those feelings, those emotions on a daily basis, but as time goes on, they get less and less and less frequent, and at the end of the day, as soon as I removed alcohol from my life, the only type of video that I wanted to create on this channel was a positive one, was an uplifting one, an honest one, but I pick my moments to bring out the camera. I'm not going to sit here in a depressed mood and make a video. It's not the type of content I want to portray, and it's not the way that I'm feeling. So I'm not going to lie and say that things are harder than they are when they're not. I mean, does everyone want to see me wallow in pity forever? Or do you want to see a guy who has been in the depths of alcohol addiction, who by definition is an alcoholic, who once they start drinking they can't control it, but who once they draw a line in the sand like I did 3 weeks ago and say enough is enough and remove alcohol can turn it around relatively quickly. Do you want to see that? Do you want, like, because that's what I want to portray. That's what I want to tell people. That's what I want to show people, is that it's possible. And you don't, and you know, it doesn't necessarily need to take 30, 60, 90 days, a year for you to recover, or for you to feel happy, or for you to feel positive, or in my case, for you to bring fitness back into your life and start improving on your fitness levels. It doesn't need to take that long. And that's the type of thing that I want to portray. Now, everyone watching this video is going to be in a certain age bracket, in a certain country, with certain levels of alcoholism or addiction, and a certain amount of years that they have been drinking heavily, or not. I don't know who you are, I don't know where you're from, I don't know why you're watching this content, but all I can offer is me trying to turn things around, trying to improve my life in all aspects as soon as possible. I didn't have time to wait around because I've been through this so many times before, and I know just how good I can feel. So my attitude this time was just to really, like I said, draw a line in the sand, turn things around as fast as possible, and that's exactly what I've done. But I feel like that has pissed some people off. And why is that? Why is that? I don't know. You're going to have to ask yourselves that. So this video is almost over, but I want to address this. The question is, okay, how can I bounce back physically so fast? People have seen me, they've seen what I've done, they've seen how I feel, how I look, what have you. And I guess, I don't know, does it look too good to be true for people to say, this guy doesn't even drink? I've never seen a drink in his hand before. I mean, that's a compliment to me. But it doesn't come without hard work. I mean, as far as physical fitness, as far as muscle mass, as far as performance, strength, stamina, you only get out what you put in. And from age 20 to age 28 to 29, I was extremely committed to my fitness. Age 30, I began to drink. I got the taste for it, and at the end of 2020, I was unemployed, and I was making YouTube videos for a living, and I worked out that live streams on YouTube were a hell of a lot more fun with a few drinks. And a few drinks turned into half a bottle of whiskey a day. And a half a bottle of whiskey a day turned into a 700ml per day. And then I've had periods of drinking beers and drinking wines, whiskey, bourbon, you name it. I mean, I've probably bought, I don't know, a couple of bottles of vodka over the years if I was looking for something cheaper. So at the end of the day, you know, prior to sadly becoming an alcoholic or developing an alcohol use disorder, I was in the gym all the time. I enjoyed running, I enjoyed sports, and I kept fit. Now, even whilst drinking alcohol, even whilst, you know, during the last 4.5 years, I have still tried my best to, number one, not overeat too much, and number two, remain active as best I could. Now, there were days where I woke up, there were months actually in a row that I woke up and I just drunk way too much alcohol. My motivation was way down, and I didn't have the, you know, I couldn't do it. I didn't get in the gym, and I lived a sedentary lifestyle. But you know, a maximum for 6 months in a row, and then I'd get back in the gym for maybe a month or two, even whilst drinking. I mean, there were times where I would drink until 8 o'clock at night, I'd eat a lot of food, I'd get a good sleep, and then I'd get up in the morning and I would go to the gym. So even throughout the 4.5 years that I've been addicted to alcohol and drinking 15 to 20 standard drinks a day, I've still exercised. I've still got in the gym. It may not be every day, and it may not be every week, and it may not be every month, but I would say over those 4.5 years, I've probably at least made sure to sort of have, I don't know, maybe 2, maybe 3 months off and on, of course, but 3 months out of each year exercising regularly. And what that's allowed me to do is to just maintain a very base level of fitness. But because I played sport for 15, 20 years, my whole entire life, up until the age of 30, and hardly ever drunk, and loved the gym, that base level of fitness has really carried me through. And so what that means is that in this latest attempt at sobriety, removing alcohol is number one, bringing in healthy food is number two, but all of that effort, all of that work that I've put in over the years in my past has really helped with the bounce back. And each and every time I remove alcohol, fitness is always a massive priority for me to bring back in, because it's always been my rock. Even when I wasn't drinking, I'd have times of depression and anxiety, but fitness and getting in the gym and going for runs and playing sport, being active was always it grounded me, and it still does. So, at the moment, whether it's bashing a boxing bag for fun, whether it's going for runs, going for walks, doing weights, or being active outside in the garden. I mean, anything active, anything on your feet, anything that gets a sweat up, anything that burns calories, and anything that can get me back in shape as soon as I possibly can, I'm going to do, and I enjoy it. At the end of the day, I enjoy it. I'm 34, I'm not 54 or 64 or 74, I've still got 2 arms, 2 legs that work, and whilst they do work, I'm not going to take advantage of that. I'm not going to get complacent, I'm going to use them. And I firmly believe that my physical peak is still up there, and I want to make it as high as I possibly can. And at the moment, I'm climbing, daily, day by day, getting higher and higher and higher, until I really, really do have to accept the fact that, okay, I'm middle-aged and my physical peak has passed. And in that case, I just want to maintain a lean physique with a certain amount of muscle mass, a certain amount of physical capability, a certain level of cardiovascular capability, and hopefully I can just ride out the rest of my years being active and enjoying activity, and hopefully completing a few ultra marathons along the way. As far as muscle mass is concerned, my true obsessive years are long gone, but it is nice to train in the gym and enjoy what you see. There's nothing better than getting a really, really good pump, going into the changing room, taking off your top and admiring it, admiring your work. You know what I mean? Because we all know the pump disappears almost instantly, especially when you're natural. So I know I've rambled, but I wanted to address the topic of, basically this I don't know, narrative that's come through saying, basically the way that I interpret it is, you shouldn't be allowed to recover physically that fast from the amount of alcohol you were drinking. And I think that's wrong. And I'm going to say it again. I'm going to give you every opportunity to shut this video off, to unsubscribe, to leave if that doesn't suit you, because I'm not going to change who I am. And I just want to continue getting better in every aspect of life. And for me at the moment, it's about turning up to work as a good employee, doing the best job I can, exercising every day, getting fitter, getting stronger, sticking to a good diet, which is then going to strip this excess body fat from my body. The lighter I get, the leaner I get, the more fit I get. It all works in sync. And number 4 for me is to be more present daily, and hopefully, slowly but surely, feel comfortable in my own skin again and find my personality again. Enjoy conversation. Initiate conversation. Tell jokes. Laugh at jokes. Walk around with a smile on my face. That's what I want to get to. That's what I want to achieve. And the only way that was ever going to happen was to remove alcohol and drugs. And as of today, I'm 19 days free of it, 19 days clean and sober. And to celebrate, I'm going to go out and run 10Ks. And if you've got a problem with that, well, that sounds like a you problem, not me. Come on, let's do it. Strap your shoes on and let's go and run 10Ks. If not, let's go and walk 10Ks. Get your shoes, put them on, take a drink bottle, take your phone, take your headphones, take whatever you have to do, get the fuck out the door and go and do some exercise. All right? And I'll see you back here. All right, so I've just finished 10 kilometers. As soon as I left the house, I realized, oh shit, what feels different? Oh, that's right, I smashed legs yesterday. So I had a couple of things against me. Number one, my legs being pretty fried. Number two, I went out into a massive headwind, which yes, was behind me on the way back, but still, to begin with tired legs and a headwind, it's not ideal, but about 2 minutes before, I did say to you guys that I urged you, I implored you to get outside and exercise. And so, I had to do the same. I had to follow through, and that's exactly what I did. So I finished in 54 minutes, 46 seconds, averaging 5:28 per K. And I'm hoping, I haven't checked it yet, but I'm hoping the final K was my fastest. That's sort of what I like to do if possible. But the real test will be how fast I recover. So my heart rate got up to, the likes of, at the end, like 175, 180, I think, right at the end, when I was flooring it. But it's down to 130, and I'd say in another couple of minutes it should be below 100. And then I'll get home, I'll have a shower, I'll hydrate, I'll eat, because what?
The gate is open, please come in.
Oh, that I will. I'll hydrate, I'll eat. I didn't take any food, didn't take any water with me. I knew 10Ks was possible without, done it plenty of times before. But this one was important for many reasons. Number one, it is my form of exercise today. Number two, it's gotten me to 6:42. It's dark, which means I'm past the witching hour, and I'm certainly not tempted at all to go to the bottle store. And number three, it's broken through my 5K plateau. So each and every time I get back into running after falling off, which I've done many times before, I'll start with 2Ks, I'll go to 3, I'll go to 5, and I'll stop at 5 for quite a number of runs. And the reason is because I'm anxious about what it's going to feel like. I don't know if I'm capable, and really I just can't. I don't want the pain. I don't want the pain that's involved. I don't want to be totally out of breath. I don't want. I just don't. I don't back myself until I do it. You never know what you're capable of until you try. And so today was that day, 19 days sober, that I've decided to push through the 5K barrier and make it to 10. And so now I know that I've done 10, and as long as I don't drink, I should be able to do it again and again and again, leading into my big 100 kilometer challenge at the end of the year. But I will talk more on that when I'm ready. At the moment, it's about taking the small wins, and as far as my running goes, it's about pushing that plateau out further and further and further, slowly but surely. So my heart rate's down to about 115 to 120. Obviously, if I was to stop still right now, it'd drop a lot faster, but I mean, until the final K, I didn't really get out of breath at all. So that's nice. That's progress. And before I leave you guys, I'll give you, I mean, this may not be in my backyard, but it's in the complex. And so I can actually use this whenever I like. I haven't done it yet, but fuck, what a pristine looking pool that is. I think it's about 15 meters long. So most certainly long enough to practice some lengths. Geez, that looks good. Geez, that looks good. So I'll make a final clip when I get home, when I'm showered up, and I'll show you what I'm eating. I'll show you what I'm eating, which would be some sort of protein, some sort of vegetable, or 2 or 3, with some seasoning, maybe a little bit of hummus on the side, and some fruit for a snack, replenish the glycogen, and then we'll finish it off with maybe a treat or 2. It is Friday night, TGIF. Bring on the weekend, I say. I'm going to plant my trees. I might go to Bunnings just for fun. And I'm going to make it down to the red track on Sunday, I think. I think that should give me another day of recovery for my legs. And then we'll try and lay down a few more 400s and work towards my big goal, which is my big short-term goal, which is a 6-minute mile. So I'll talk to you soon. Whew. Right guys, no time to lose. I've got a rugby league game to watch. And I've got some food to eat, which I did say I was going to show you, but first I need to get some water in. I'm pretty thirsty. And as I mentioned yesterday, for those who did watch, this is my secret weapon to getting water down really, really quickly and really, really enjoyably. So I've actually got a repurposed bottle of it. I've got some ice cold water in there. We will add some more, so we've got a full litre. And we will add just a little bit of cordial at the top. Probably, I'd say probably that much. Yep, that's good. And then we'll get it down us. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that is some good shit. Alright. So, I'm here to finish off this video and ask you, straight up, am I an alcoholic? What is an alcoholic? What does an alcoholic look like? Because I don't think there is one size that fits all when it comes to alcoholism, alcohol use disorder, and those who do define themselves as an alcoholic. Now, am I an alcoholic? I don't know. By definition, I think I probably am. Do I think I am? Do I call myself? Do I put that label on myself? No, I don't. But that's just me. I refuse to be labelled and pigeonholed into a corner or into, a certain definition. I am me, you are you, my personality makes up me. If that comes across as narcissistic, if that comes across as too positive for an alcoholic, especially within the first 3 weeks of sobriety, well, that's a you problem. Now, I know that's the minority, but those are a few comments that have shown through, and I don't know why. It must be God's plan for me to just see those particular comments. I don't know. I don't know whether it's YouTube and the AI algorithm doing their thing and showing me what I need to see, but at the end of the day, I am me, you are you. I have a problem with alcohol, and I've had that problem since late 2020. During COVID, when I was unemployed, making YouTube videos for a living. So, tonight's meal is going to be what I cooked last night, which is chicken mince with taco seasoning. We've got broccoli, we've got onions, we've got soy sauce, salt, pepper, chili flakes, and that's about it. So it's quite seasoned, it's quite tasty, and on top of that, I'm going to put some pickles and some hummus, and I'm going to make up a salad with some spinach leaves, tomato, cucumber, vinaigrette, salt and pepper, and I'm going to have the rest of this as well as a can of sugar-free lemonade. I'm going to have a mandarin, a kiwi fruit, and to finish it off, I'm going to have one of these. So that's me, guys. And that's a video that I wanted to make. It's a video that I think is going to be important for the channel and for my viewers moving forward. For those who have made it right to the end, I thank you. I am still cooling down. My heart rate is still around 100 beats per minute. And yeah, it's pretty hot, man. It's pretty hot and humid in Townsville, even in, as we approach winter. But that's okay. You learn to live with it, although I think we have some rain coming this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. Either way, I've been here for long enough. This video is probably at least 30 minutes long. I thank you for your patience. I thank you for your attention, your support, your love. And I certainly do not aim to come across as any type of narcissist. I really hope that you would endeavor to talk to me and get to know me at a house party. Because I wouldn't be look, it is what it is. If you like me, you like me. If you hate me, you hate me. I am who I am. I'm not pretending to be anyone I'm not. And this recovery, 19 days in, is going really, really well. And I just want to portray that because I want you guys to know it's possible and you can turn things around really, really quickly. So thank you and good night.